I know what you're probably thinking. Wow, this is some great IMAX footage shot through the lens of that Hubble telescope. Close, but not quite. All the footage you saw was filmed on a regular Android phone. Lots of people think they need to sink $1,000 into a high-end camera in order to get decent footage. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get a really cinematic look on your footage using just your Android phone and a few tricks in Adobe Premiere. Check it out. Okay, so first thing, grab your phone. We aren't going to be using your default camera app. Download Open Camera instead. It's an app that allows you to have much more control over the camera on your phone. I want to show you how to use a few key features that are essential to getting better footage. Let's start by going into the settings to make sure that you're filming in the absolute highest quality possible for your phone. For me, that's 3840 by 2160 at a 16:9 aspect ratio. Next, let's set your video bitrate to the highest it can go. This will create large video files that contain more data for us to use when we're editing. Next, set your video frame rate to 24. This is the frame rate that you see in Hollywood movies. And that's the look we are going to be achieving here, something more cinematic. This next one is an important one. By default, your phone uses auto exposure to manage the amount of explosions in your phone. See how when I move the phone here, the lighting changes like crazy. And this might be fine for your everyday casual filming, but not for what we're going to be trying to do. So tap on the spot you want the exposure to adjust to, then lock the exposure with the lock icon at the top. See, now when I move my phone around, the lighting stays consistent. Great. One last thing before we go out and start shooting, pull down your menu and make sure the little M icon is selected. This will enable manual focus mode. We want to prevent your phone from auto-focusing all over your shot. Use the slider to adjust your focus until it's perfect. And here's a little tip. When you're focusing on something far away, it can be hard to tell if you've set the focus correctly because your screen is so small that you might not be able to see it. Use the digital zoom slider to enlarge your object, focus on it, then zoom back out. Okay, now that your camera is all set to go out, get some footage, and then bring it back to edit in Adobe Premiere. Okay, so now that you've got your footage, transfer it to a new project folder on your computer. These are going to be large files, so don't bother with Dropbox or anything. Just transfer them via USB. Now before we start at Premiere, let's talk about aspect ratio and resolution. This box represents the 16:9 aspect ratio. This is the default ratio that your phone will shoot in. It's what most online videos are shown at as well. We want to have our video in 21:9, just like you see in the movies. Since my phone shoots in 4K, I'll be cropping that down to a resolution of 3440 by 1440. Here's another quick tip. Export an image in the resolution that you'll most often be working with. That way, when you start a new project in Premiere, you can just drag the image to your timeline to easily set your project resolution without having to input it manually. Great, now we have a new project in Premiere with the 21:9 aspect ratio that we'll need. Let's drag our footage from our project folder into our timeline. Go to Effect Controls and adjust the size and positioning of your footage until it's where you want it to be. Now go to Effects and apply this color effect by dragging it onto your clip in the timeline. Go back to Effect Controls and expand the Creative menu. Here you'll find all sorts of presets for color correction. The best way to flip through these is to hover your mouse over the menu and scroll with your mouse wheel. The preview window will flip through the different effects until you find the one that you like. Then you can adjust these settings down here if you want to change the look even further. You don't really have to know much about color correction to use preset filters to find a more cinematic look. Okay, now you're all ready to export your clip. Go to File, Export, Media. Here you'll want to make sure your format is set to H.264 if you just want the most standard format. It's what I always use anyways. Make sure your frame rate is set to 24 frames per second like we talked about earlier, and then just select Render at maximum depth and use maximum render quality. Okay, you're all set to export. Be patient, the export time varies depending on your processing power. Okay, now take a look at your edited footage. See, mine here looks great on ultra-wide monitors. The 21:9 aspect ratio with the 24 frame rate footage and your basic color correction gives you a much more cinematic video. Here are some before and after shots with the color correction applied.
I should quit chasing and look for something better, but the smile that she shows makes me a go-getter. I haven't gone as far as asking if I could get with her. I just play love by ear and hope she gets the picture. I'm shooting for her heart, got my finger on the trigger. She can be my broad, and I can be her nigga.
So that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you're going to try this out for yourself, I'd love to see your results. You can tweet them to me or something, that'd be cool. So yeah, but did you guys notice this shot in my video? If you want to find out how to do this, check out my video on my personal channel. I show you how to get amazing aerial shots without using a drone. But yeah, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.